Imagine this moment clearly. You finally gather the courage to share something important, a new dream, a bold idea, a serious change you want to make in your life. Maybe you tell your family you want to start a business. Maybe you tell your friends you want to transform yourself, get disciplined, or build a new life. Maybe you tell someone close that you're tired of wasting your potential and you're ready to grow. And instead of support, you get doubt. You hear, "Are you sure? That's too risky. People like us don't do that. That won't work. Why don't you stay where you are? Who do you think you are to dream like that?" Their words hit you like cold water, and suddenly everything becomes heavy. Your excitement drops. You feel small. You see their faces, confused, amused, even disappointed. You start questioning yourself. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I should stop before I embarrass myself. This is the exact moment where most people break. Not because they are weak, but because they are alone. Humans crave approval. We want our family to cheer for us. We want our friends to understand us. We want someone to say, "Yes, you can do it." But life rarely works that way, especially when you're trying to rise from the place everyone thinks you belong. Here is where Stoicism gives a life-changing truth. The moment people doubt you is not a sign to quit. One of the most freeing ideas in Stoicism is this: you don't need anyone's permission to start changing your life. The Stoics believe that action is always more important than approval. They didn't wait for someone to validate them, to praise them, or to tell them their dreams made sense. Look at Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest leaders in history. He never walked around asking, "Do you think I'm worthy? Do you think I should lead? Do you believe in me?" No. He simply looked at what needed to be done and did it, quietly, calmly, with discipline. He understood a truth most people never learn. When you wait for approval, you give your life away. You hand your power to people who don't understand your path. You make your future depend on their imagination, not your own. And most people cannot imagine your potential. Why? Because they are trapped in their own fears, limits, and doubts. They see life through their own insecurities. So if you wait for them to cheer for you, you will wait forever. Stoicism says this clearly. You must move even if no one believes, especially if no one believes. Most people want to begin only when they feel supported. When friends agree, when family approves, when society understands, when the right time magically arrives. But there is no right time. There is only right action. And action does not need applause. Action does not need permission. Action does not need a perfect plan. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that you cannot control what people think of you. You cannot control their judgments. You cannot control their opinions. You cannot control whether they see your potential or completely underestimate you. And the Stoics remind us that is perfectly okay. Marcus Aurelius wrote a line that becomes more valuable the older you get. Do not waste your time on what others think of you. Why? Because the more energy you spend trying to manage other people's opinions, the less energy you have to build yourself. Imagine living a life where your confidence rises and falls based on someone's comment. Imagine letting a single doubtful look destroy your motivation. Imagine needing constant praise just to feel worthy. That is not strength. That is dependency. If your confidence collapses the moment someone doubts you, then your confidence was never yours. It belonged to them. It was built on their approval, their validation, their applause. True Stoic strength is different. It does not depend on noise from the outside. It grows quietly on the inside. Inner strength is built from clarity at knowing who you are and what you want, self-respect, valuing your own effort and standards, personal honesty, facing your weaknesses without fear and improving them. This kind of strength is unshakable because it does not need permission to exist. Think of a mountain. Rain doesn't change it. Wind doesn't move it. Noise doesn't affect it. People can talk all they want, but the mountain remains. A Stoic mind is the same. There is a timeless Stoic truth that changes everything. The obstacle becomes the way. Meaning, whatever tries to stop you can actually strengthen you. Most people hear doubt and collapse. When someone says you can't do it, they take it personally. They become hurt, embarrassed, or discouraged. But the Stoic reacts differently. He does not get angry. He does not argue back. He does not waste energy trying to convince the doubter. Instead, he quietly thinks, "Thank you. You just gave me more fuel." Because the Stoic understands something powerful. Doubt is not a wall, it is a spark. Think of a young athlete told his entire life he's too small, too weak, or not good enough. He could have given up. He could have accepted their words as truth. But instead, he turns their doubt into motivation. He trains harder than everyone else. He studies harder. He practices when others relax. He runs when others sleep. He pushes when others quit. Not because he's angry, but because he's focused. He uses every insult as energy, every criticism as fuel, every rejection as direction. And one day, quietly, slowly, inevitably, the world begins to see the strength he built in the shadows. This is the magic of Stoic psychology. Pain becomes power. Rejection becomes redirection. Doubt becomes fire. One of the most painful truths about becoming a better version of yourself is this: the path of growth is almost always a lonely road. Not because people dislike you, not because they want you to fail, but because you are moving in a direction they cannot understand yet. You are walking toward a future only you can see. Epictetus captured this reality perfectly. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish. Why foolish? Because to the average person, growth looks strange. It looks unnecessary. It looks excessive. It looks obsessive. When you wake up early to work on yourself, people think you're overdoing it. When you stop wasting time on gossip, drama, or comfort, people think you're acting distant. When you say no to distractions and yes to discipline, people think you've changed. And they're right. You have changed. But people who are standing still will never understand someone who is moving forward. They don't understand why you read books instead of scrolling, why you work late instead of partying, why you train your body instead of wasting your energy, why you're silent instead of explaining your every dream, why you protect your vision instead of sharing it with everyone. To them, it looks strange. To them, you look different. To them, you might even look foolish. But Stoicism teaches this: silence is strength, solitude is clarity. Loneliness is the birthplace of transformation. Walking alone is not a punishment. It is preparation. One of the greatest sources of stress in life is the desire to be understood. We want people to get our dreams, our goals, our hunger, our discipline. We want them to approve. We want them to see what we see. But here's the truth the Stoics understood long before us. The more you try to convince people, the more you weaken your own path. Because every minute you spend explaining your dream is a minute you did not spend building it. If you spend your time explaining why you're starting a business, defending why you're changing your lifestyle, arguing why you're focusing on discipline, begging for belief from people who don't even believe in themselves, you drain the exact energy you need to succeed. Stoicism is brutally honest about this. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Meaning, stop talking about what you want to do. Stop debating. Stop seeking approval. Stop trying to convert doubters into supporters. Let your actions speak. Let your work speak. Let your transformation speak. Words create expectations. Actions create evidence. Think of a man who tells everyone, "I'm going to start a business. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to become disciplined." And then nothing happens. When no one believes in you, discipline becomes your closest ally. It is quiet, invisible, but unshakably reliable. While the world doubts, mocks, or ignores you, discipline does not question. It does not complain. It simply shows up day after day, silently building a fortress around your mind, your character, and your future. Every morning you wake before the sun, your alarm a small drumbeat against laziness and excuses. You move, train, practice, read, or write, whatever hones your body, mind, or craft. Each repetition, each act, no matter how small, is a brick. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, these bricks build walls no criticism, no doubt, no skepticism can penetrate. Discipline is more than habit. It is proof. Proof to yourself that you are serious, that you can rely on yourself when the world cannot. It whispers a truth louder than applause. I am my own validation. When nobody cheers, discipline cheers for you in silence. When nobody notices, discipline notices every step you take. This is the essence of Stoicism applied to life. Small, patient, deliberate actions compound into power. Strength is not born in the grand gestures or the moments of recognition. It is forged in the quiet hours when no one is watching. The early mornings, the repeated practices, the refusal to quit. These moments are your armor. Discipline trains your mind to believe in itself. It teaches patience, endurance, and humility. It reminds you that the only person whose approval truly matters is your own. And when challenges arise, when life throws its harshest tests, your discipline stands firm like a shield. You no longer rely on external validation because you carry within you an unshakable certainty. You are capable, you are consistent, and you are unstoppable. This is one of the hardest lessons to accept, and yet the most powerful. Our world pushes us toward instant results, constant validation and quick recognition. Social media, peer pressure, and the noise of other people's opinions make it feel urgent to justify ourselves, explain our choices, and prove our worth. But the Stoic knows a truth that the impatient often forget. Time is the ultimate judge, and its verdict is far more reliable than any argument. You do not need to argue. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to chase approval or convince anyone of your vision. Words are fleeting. Opinions are fragile. Only consistent action and patient endurance carry weight that lasts. Seneca, in his Meditations on Life, compares growth to a tree. A tree does not demand attention as it sprouts. Its roots stretch deep beneath the surface, unseen. Its trunk strengthens gradually, weathering storms silently. Its leaves flourish when the season is ready. Similarly, your progress, your mastery, your transformation happens quietly. Often the world does not notice the hours you spent learning, the sacrifices you endured, the challenges you faced alone. Yet all of it compounds invisibly into unstoppable strength. Most people chase applause today. They want immediate recognition, instant results, or praise for small achievements. Stoics, however, value long-term victory over short-term approval. They understand that true respect, true success, and true transformation cannot be rushed. They understand that consistency over time is more persuasive than 1,000 arguments. Let time prove your consistency. Every day you show up for your craft, for your principles, for your growth, you are laying down proof that no skepticism can erase. Let time reveal your transformation. Your skills, your patience, your self-control, your quiet resilience, these will become visible in the long run, undeniable to anyone paying attention. Let time turn doubt into respect. Let your results speak louder than any explanation ever could. The foundation of Stoicism is simple but revolutionary. Control what you can, release what you cannot. It sounds easy, but it is one of the hardest truths to live by. The world constantly pulls us toward frustration, comparison, and distraction. People's opinions, expectations, and reactions seem urgent, demanding, and personal. Yet the Stoic sees the invisible line. There are things within your power, and things that are not. What you can control is your domain, your effort, your discipline, your habits, your mindset, your reactions, and your decisions. These are yours always. Every day, every moment, you have the ability to choose how you respond, what you prioritize, and how you act. This is where your real power lies. What you cannot control is the world's approval. You cannot dictate their opinions, doubts, support, praise, or belief. Trying to do so is like attempting to hold the wind in your hands. It slips through every time. When you waste energy chasing validation or defending yourself against criticism, you weaken your own spirit. You give away the power that rightly belongs to you. Once you accept this distinction, a remarkable thing happens. Peace enters your life. The chaos of outside expectations no longer pulls at your mind. The fear of judgment no longer drains your energy. You focus only on what is actionable, measurable, and within your reach. Your energy flows into building yourself, rather than convincing others. Your discipline grows, your skills sharpen, and your resilience strengthens. Stoicism teaches that freedom is found not in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering the controllable. This mindset transforms your challenges. Obstacles no longer feel overwhelming because you ask yourself only one question. What part of this is mine to manage? You act decisively on that and release the rest. In the end, the Stoic path teaches one clear truth. True power is not given by others. It is forged within. You become powerful the day you stop needing validation, applause, or belief from those around you, and start believing in yourself. Until then, you remain tethered to the expectations and judgments of the world. The world may not yet see your vision. People may doubt, criticize, or dismiss what you are building. That's how it always is. The voices of disbelief are loud, persistent, and tempting to heed. But Stoicism reminds us that the opinions of others are neither the measure of your worth nor the determinant of your success. Their disbelief is noise. Your work is the signal. You are the one walking the path step by step, often in silence. You are the one doing the work even when it feels unnoticed. You are the one rising early, training your mind and body, and holding steady when the world grows impatient or restless. Growth is slow and visible at first and often lonely, but it is relentless. The beauty of this journey is that results, unlike opinions, cannot lie. Time becomes your ally. Every disciplined habit, every thoughtful decision, every quiet act of courage compounds into visible strength. And one day, the same people who doubted you will pause, startled by what they now see. They will realize that your achievements are not accidents of luck, but the product of consistent effort, self-control, and unwavering belief in yourself. Stay strong, not just physically but mentally. Protect your mind from the distractions of envy, fear, and fleeting praise. Stay disciplined even when motivation wanes because habits outlive feelings. Stay patient because the world rarely rewards overnight success. It rewards those who persist through the long, quiet grind. Understand this. The only belief that truly matters is your own. When you finally stop seeking permission from the world to succeed, your power becomes undeniable. You don't need the applause of crowds, the approval of peers, or the recognition of your rivals. You need only to trust your own path, to honor your own work, and to hold steady in the face of doubt.